Just doing my hand exercises during the countdown. And here we are on a Thursday night. What have I got? I've got everything ready. Nicely. Gonna make it. Not making a cocktail video, but I am making a cocktail. Hello, Hannah. Good evening to you. This cocktail that everyone's talking about that sounds like something I'd like. So Karihiro Old Fashioned. I think I remember the recipe. Educated Butterfly. That's interesting. All the recipe sites just have the Karihio. I just need to try this. Hello, Strictly Sega. Well, that was the claw. This is the duck. Hello, Madam Butterfly. Mouse House update and big super. Yeah, save the super baby update. Everyone's going to want to see it. What's this? Quarter ounce, 1 ounce, 1 ounce. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, gonna make this now. So this will just be quick as I make this. Right, mixing glass. When I was you. Okay, so rye whiskey. Let's go gospel rye. Why is this lid stuck? It's just not a liqueur. Okay. Shazam, y'all. Yes, okay. You'll have to be careful. I'm going to put ingredients in that wrong container. Brandy. Good old brandy. I do not have much of this one left. Brandy. And now going to the Forbidden Cupboard of Mystery, find a couple of things. Oof, I do not have much Mr. Black. Well, fuck it, I'm going to try. Where's my liquor 43? There it is. Okay, this one. The Mr. Black Coffee Liqueur. Just a quarter of an ounce. Oh, there's just enough of that left to make this again if I like it. Okay. Ice baby. this making another one. Here comes another one. Got to stir this away. And the coffee is really showing off there. It's been melting. The runoff. Strain. Okay, so here we go. I'm back. Anyway, Jimmy Wales is still involved. No, it was Jimmy Wales is the one who's still involved. The other guy who was there at the start went fucking nutso wacko, not Jimmy Wales. Hello, what you after?
I've just got a little voice coming up with the thing.
Okay, I need to check something. I know what it is. Sorry. I just wanted to know what my little vibrating headphones were connected to, and I worked it out. It's all good. That's him. Larry Sanger went nutso wacko. And slightly further than going nutso, like, he's a piece of shit. Like, you hear the things he says, he's fucking garbage. Anyway, this is the drink everyone's talking about. I've got to see if I like it. Tell you what, I think a coffee lover would love this. I'm not a coffee lover, so I can tolerate it. So I've been scripting a video for the book for the old fashioned, and then I saw that everyone was talking about this old fashioned variation. I think it needs bitters. I suppose coffee is bitter, but Jimmy Wales did run a porn site, used money to create Wikipedia. Didn't know that. I would be a hypocrite if I found anything wrong with having a porn site. I don't have a porn site. I've never had a porn site, but I have indulged in porn sites. Going to read up on Larry saying, yeah, he's awful. I did see there was like an interview recently because Jimmy Wales has been doing the rounds because it was coming up on Wikipedia's 25th anniversary. I think he published a book. And yeah, someone who's being a shit stirrer. They weren't being completely incorrect, but they were being a shit stirrer. Talking about his co-founder. And Jimmy Wales just went like, he's not a co-founder. And the guy wanted to push it. And Jimmy Wales just said, I'm not interested in having this conversation. I'm leaving now. Ooh, I got 2. So there's 3 altogether, which I don't think is the best way to handle it. But he's within his rights to do that. Yes, mid to late 90s, you could have a small porn site and make a fortune. But, yeah. It's basically anyone who champions Larry Sanger is a fucking piece of shit themselves. They're going to be right-wing Trumpy grifters. This is for coffee drinkers. I think coffee drinkers would fucking love this. I don't hate it. Oh, yeah. The Laserdisc video, I commented on it. Don't you keep track of your comments and obsess like I do? Oh, wow. That's really brittle. That was interesting. And it's fun. Oh, shite. That just came off weird. The big question is, do I just want to peel all of this and put it in a Tupperware container? Probably. Nice. You enjoyed the edit? Well, it was I love the way it just started with me. I've got my serious drink ready. Yeah, but that editing is like any other skill. As you practice it, you get better at it. Like I started YouTube with not zero experience in editing. I actually did do an editing project when I was at uni. But that was 20 years earlier. So I think it's fair to say, in practical terms, I started YouTube with zero practical experience, and you can tell because the timing's off, and I occasionally make some kind of fundamental errors, but that's okay. And yes, Safa, it's back, and it's not tagged as a beta feature, so it's like they took it off for one day and then relaunched it and put beta in. And okay, now I'm doing this. I don't think I got an answer. Oh, for fuck's sake. Pending admin approval? Really? Fucking really? Oh, well, I'll just fucking delete it now, you stupid fucks. Who takes 48 fucking hours to moderate a really basic comment? Fucking dorks. Anyway, I just deleted it because it's back anyway. Oh, you did Windows Movie Maker. Came with Windows Me. I started off with Video Editor, was then marketed by a company called ULead. Got bought by Corel years later. But there was a demo version of it. You know when you used to get demo versions of software on your laptops? Had demo version of it, and it was very intuitive, and I didn't really need to read instructions much to use it. So I bought a full version, and I paid for several upgrades over the years. Sorry, Safa, were you jumping in? What's that question mean? Shared driveway situations? I have no idea what you're talking about. Yes, Striki Sega, I have been using the same software since I started YouTube. At one point, because I often get stuff from Humble Bundle, they had a really cheap, because it was a superseded version of the Sony video editing software, and I downloaded it, and I was just like, fuck me, I have to learn a completely different interface. I don't want to do it. So I didn't. A car's Okay, what? Again, you've jumped in with no preamble. I have no idea what you're talking about. But yes, it's a struggle if someone's blocking your garage. I had some cunt park in my space. Like years ago, like 20 years ago, I was in an apartment block and it was all numbered parking spaces, and some piece of fucking shit parked in my space, and all the spaces were taken. You know, it was some fucking asshole visiting someone. Oh, you can park there. And I tried to move the car. I could actually get into their car, as it turns out, but without the keys. Like I was literally going to just put it in neutral and back it out, but without the keys, the steering wheel was locked and I couldn't turn it. So I was just like, "You fucking piece of shit!" And I swear to God, I don't know. There was a bag or a box or something, and someone's passport was in there, and I swear to God, they're lucky I'm not as much a piece of shit as they are. Because in revenge, I was gonna fucking steal their passport and bin it. Because fuck them. New Zealand passport. I was so fucking angry. How did I deal with it? I had no idea who the fucking person was or where the fuck they were. There was no dealing with it. And a day later, the car was gone, but I was so fucking pissed off. Okay, so also, Safa, there's a difference between driveway and garage. And again, I have no visual, so I don't know what you're talking about. But blocking driveways, people can get tickets for it. If it happens again, I would put a very politely worded note like, "Hey, please don't do this. I can't get into my garage." If you know who it is, if it's someone who's in the apartment block and you know who it is, I wouldn't do a note because that can be passive aggressive. I just knock and have a gentle conversation like, "Hey, please don't do that." The problem being, if they're an asshole, you're up shit creek. If they're just a fucking asshole, you're up shit creek. You ask them nicely and you're ignored. So you know who it is, and you ask them to move it and they refused? Is that what happened? As I said, there's a real problem. If the person's just an asshole, you're fucked. But yeah, as Hannah pointed out, if they're blocking access to and from the street, they don't live there. They come and go from time to time. Jesus fuck. Yeah, if someone's going to be an asshole, there is borderline nothing you can do about it. I think Hannah's suggestion is the appropriate way to go. Is like the person who lives there is responsible for their visitor being a fucking shit. Oh, okay. If they're blocking street access, then you just fucking, I think the council, particularly if it's not a resident's car. If they are literally blocking the street access driveway, that's an offence. And you can get them towed. Now, it might not happen straight away. It might not ever happen, but you can at least, I think that's the thing. You go to the local council and say, "Hey, there is a non-resident vehicle blocking the driveway here." But yeah, Hannah's absolutely right with the advice she's given. It's just kind of like I said, if someone's just going to be an asshole, there's virtually nothing you can do about it. Yes. No, the fact that now you definitely don't want to key their car or do anything vandalistic, no matter how tempting it is, especially now they know that you've gone to them and said, hey, move it. But if you can legitimately say this non-resident vehicle is blocking entry and exit, that's actually an offense. So you can theoretically get their car towed. But yeah, if someone's going to do shit like that, fuck them. Fuck them. That is just piece of shit behavior. That is really fucked. I remember years ago, like the previous house I was living in, so this was over 10 years ago, just getting up one morning and there's a fucking car parked across the driveway, just in the street. I was going, what? Because there were lots of spaces. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I couldn't get out at all. And I was just like, oh, well. And so I literally, it was a cul-de-sac we were in. And I literally just started knocking on doors. I went, hey, that car, is it anything to do with you? No. Okay, next door. That car, is it anything to do with you? No. And it was literally only the third door I knocked on that's like, hey, that car, anything to do with you? And a guy looked and went, oh, is that across your driveway? These were youngish, 20s, early 30s types. They'd had a party the night before, and one of their fucking moron friends who was drunk, because it was badly parked as well, this car. So I think the person who did it was drunk, because there was no reason. There was lots of empty street space for parking. So whoever did it was just fucking drunk. Like, so they were driving drunk. And this one guy looked and went, oh, is that across your driveway? It sure is. Could you get it moved? And they moved it. So that's just someone being stupid. Yeah, no, it sucks dealing with assholes. You got one good neighbor, one bad neighbor. That is the whole thing. How do you call the non-emergency line? Because they're literally blocking it. Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, you can just call, as in the local police station, and say, and this is if it's blocking entry or exit to the street, because that's an offense and it's a safety issue. Nice, Heidi. I was thinking of that exact song. Safi, you got to check what Heidi posted in General Neurospicy on the Discord. Play Lunch's song Keith. It's fucking hilarious, and it is let off steam, bro. That's what we're all about. Abso-fucking-lutely. I'll let off steam with you. They fucking suck. I like that, Hanny. You did call the local cops. They came out, told them to fuck off with the car, charge them with unlawful confinement. But yeah, Safa, again, just as in blowing off steam and just getting a laugh, watch the music video Heine put on the Discord, because I was legit thinking of that exact song, just like assholes and parking. Safa, there is literally nothing you can do. If someone is going to be a complete asshole, what are you going to do? Get into a fight with them? Yeah. They treat decent people like others. You can't do anything with them. If someone's going to be an asshole, it's just like, well, what am I going to do? Fight you? Like, that's fucking stupid. So hopefully, also on the Discord, Mouse House updates. Yeah, so if you don't want to get in a fight over, even as aggravating as they are, you don't want to get in a fight over it. That's just fucking stupid. But again, assholes try to provoke situations like they try to force until that feels like the only option. It's just like, so this is the burrow. It's the outside of the mouse house, looking fabulous. And there's the inside of the mouse house, a little lamp, cuckoo clock, window, flower pot. It looks awesome. It's fantastic. Thanks for sharing. If they carry on security cam. It just literally comes down to what really works in your favor is if they're blocking the entry exit. Like if cars can't come in or leave because of where they're parked, that's actually a reasonably serious offense and they can get towed for it. All right, so I'm not a coffee person. So the Carajillo Old Fashioned, which has coffee liqueur in it, it's just, I don't hate it. I'd do that with chocolate, actually. Oh, that might work. Geez, I might get shit-faced. Okay, I started up my WordPress blog again. Fun, fun, fun. Let's log into WordPress. That is correct. That's my name. No, I don't want to. Oh, wait, are we doing two-factor authentication here? I won't object to two-factor authentication security. Although I was doing this on a different browser today and it was acting kludgy. Okay. Loading. Yes, thank you. My posts. So there's one I posted in 2023 and I headlined it my favorite cocktail of 2023 so far. I thought, I don't even remember this. I want to remake it and see if it's still my favorite. I need a sweet vermouth. Okay. I should have checked before the stream that I would need a sweet vermouth to do this. I just need to run out and get my sweet vermouth. Oh, so you're doing furniture, bed, chair, rugs, drawers? Nice. Oh, yes, Super Baby update. The only time you had to two-factor authentication, and watch it authenticate by happening. Yeah, actually, as a proper security person, I should use an authenticator app, and I don't because SMS codes are not particularly secure. Authenticator apps are better. Super Baby took first steps. Oh my God. Oh, we love Super Baby. That is awesome. Good God, that seems impossible. God, time flies. How old is Super Baby now? Oh, you're absolutely doing my head in with that news, Hannah, in a good way. That's friggin' wild, quite honestly. Wow. Okay, so the birthday, l'anniversaire, named after a Marc Chagall painting. Nearly 16 months. Holy cow, time flies. That's incredible. All right. That's exceptional news. I'm going to get my sweet vermouth to celebrate. Okay. Okay, so we want the egg and og. I'm going to put this back. Yeah. That still tastes like coffee. Not in a bad way. Actually, my tastes have changed. A little bit of coffee flavour, I don't hate. Wait, no, I need aperitivo. Aperitivo. Okay. Let's fucking go. Okay. So 50 mils, 2 mils, 5 mils, 20 mils. God, those are stupid fucking measurements. Must have fucking got this from fucking. Ugh. Okay, so we want Drambuie and brandy. Okay, got Drambuie down the back here. There it is. Drambuie. Brandy. Okay. Alright, let's go. I just don't need to get some more of this. No. Quadruple. Fuck off with the fucking screensaver. 10 and 20. Okay. Sweet vermouth. Drambuie. 10 mils. About 10 mils of Drambuie. 5 mils of aperitivo. Seems like everything is the bitters. Sugar syrup. That's going to be a little bit sweet. Okay. Sugar syrup. Sugar. Oh, honey, honey. You were my candy girl. Got me wanting you. A bit more ice for the stirring. Okie doke. Let's stir. Okay, let us try this. Okie dokie, artichoke. Oh shit! Oh, I think I ran over a power cord there. No, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okie dokie. So he took 4 or 5 steps completely on his own, fell over, looked horribly offended that people were laughing. Yeah. All right. So this that I had how many years ago? Why does it not have a publication date on here? Oh, no, it does. August 2023. So less than 2.5 years ago. Okay, what do I think of it now? God damn, it's pretty good. Ooh, man. That is pretty gosh darned good. Ooh, Peychaud's bitters. I was going to do orange bitters. And I just thought, no, Peychaud's bitters would have a bit of edge on this. That anise flavor that it has. Let's see. Let us see. Okay, there's still a stalk on one of these cherries and it keeps poking me in the nose, so let's get rid of that for a friggin' start. Hey Greg, how you doing? Oh, hell yes. Fuck, that's really good. No wonder I pegged it as a favorite back in 2023. Damn, that is a fine drink. All right. It's pretty friggin' good. The anniversaire? The birthday? Okay, my very bad French pronunciation. L'anniversaire? Probably l'anniversaire. Do we have any French speakers in the house? It looks like it would be l'anniversaire. L'anniversaire. Birthday. Madam Butterfly, your nephew is 16, got a job, and buys his own shit and leave you there. Yeah, you're the aunt who spoils everyone. Fuck yeah, that's pretty good. The Peychaud's bitters is a good touch, actually. I'm a fucking genius. Dang. What should I do? Should I peel all of this? I probably will. Dry out too much tomorrow. Wait, what's the temp tomorrow? What's the weather tomorrow? Because they kept changing all their predictions. 25 again tomorrow. And 27, 29, 29, 30, 29, 31. Pretty fucking warm week, quite honestly. A little bit rude how warm it is next week. It's not blisteringly hot, but I'll freely admit, outside my comfort zone. Jesus Christ. Ugh. It's dangerous. It shouldn't be sitting there. I'm going to put that out of the way. Good Lord. What is even going on with this man? Okay, I'm on my second strong cocktail of the evening. I was going to do one more. You know what? I still might. Okay, that's fucking class, that drink, actually. It's funny, just trying to bring my blog back to life. Because I used to write this when I was scripting videos. I want to script all the longer videos now. I would just write an email to myself and then open that on my phone and read off there. But I thought, fuck it, I'll write them in my blog. My blog used to be a thing. So far, I've not forgotten the country heat. I never fucking liked it. But yeah, look, if I could go back in time. I changed the name of it. It used to just be Angry Aussie. I changed the name of it a couple of years ago to Angry Aussie's Cocktail Bar because I had this idea that I would update it. And I didn't. I did like 3 posts and then stopped. But I put the script for the first book video on there. But I was just reminded, someone commented on really old posts. Man, this blog used to be a fucking thing, I tell you. So I used to write a lot about working in IT. A post I wrote called Idiot Users and How to Deal with Them. It got, and this is like no fucking algorithm, no feed. I had to work to get this out there. It got 62 comments, which on the scale of modern social media is nothing. But for the time, for an independent blog, that was a fucking accomplishment. So it's like a very work-oriented one. Let's go. The previous post was called Virgin Worship, Anal Sex, and Oral Sex. Hey, Justin, how you doing? Man Butterfly asking the 13-year-old when the fuck he's getting a job. Auntie needs a break. Yes. It's completely fair. Okay, so l'anniversaire is good. Oh, I just thought, not that it's flawless, but I just suddenly thought Google Translate. I could put it in there and ask it to pronounce it. Okay, let's go translate. There we go. The birthday, yes. Okay. L'anniversaire. I was right. L'anniversaire. God, that's so Australian. The voice they have. I must have chosen that at some point, or it's just doing it because I'm Australian. So far as computer voices go, that is a very Australian one. That's Marathi. I don't even know what language that is. Oh, el cumpleaños is Spanish for the birthday. L'anniversaire. Might do that. Tomorrow marks 1 month since moving. That's, God, I was just saying, time flies. And everything relative, as Einstein said. Maybe. I was watching a Science Explainer video today. German sort of retired physicist. I think she didn't suit academia. Sabine Hoffenstetter, I think is how you pronounce her name. And there's her view that working off relativity, the past and the future exist as much as the present does. It's just a question of perspective and relativity. Madam Buffalo, can I ask your oldest nephew's son? So your oldest nephew has a son. When's he going to get a job? He's 2 years old. I swear it would be funny if the 2-year-old gave a better answer than the 13-year-old. Yeah, Justin, people born when you were in year 12 are in year 12 now, yeah. There's nothing like age to give you some perspective. Even just like, watching. Oh yeah, it was I was flicking through channels, movie network, and the old Pierce Brosnan movie Dante's Peak was on. I was going, how old is this? And it was like 1997. It's like, okay, to all intents and purposes, that's 30 years old. Hey, Seuss, that's like Pierce Brosnan in his prime. And because, there's even exercise scenes with him being all buff and stuff. Yeah, 97. Yes, I looked it up when I was watching it. And he's still going, like, he's still very suave. Like, what's the most recent thing he's done? He did do that Guy Ritchie streaming series, Mobland, which was really fucking good, and he is good in it as an aging gangster. You got it on Laserdisc? Yeah, Linda Hamilton's in it. Pretty sure I saw it in the cinema when it came out. You're saying, who are you saying had an interesting 90s, Linda Hamilton or Pierce Brosnan? But yeah, and he's still going. Brozzy. Well, he rose to fame on the American series Remington Steele. I'm not saying it's the first thing he did. I'm saying it's what brought him to fame. Where, okay, here's a fun premise for a show. There's a detective agency run by a woman who's extremely competent, but due to sexism, people didn't take her seriously as a woman investigator. So she invented a fictional man who ran the company, and his name is Remington Steele. And Pierce Brosnan's character, who's a bit of a con man, somehow works out that she's bullshitting about Remington Steele being a person. But he's like, I can play that character. And so he becomes Remington Steele. He's the public face of the investigations because he's suave and pretty. But he's not really a good investigator, whereas the woman behind the scenes is the good investigator. Suffer, is that a porn star's name? It sounds like a porn star name, doesn't it? Remington Steele. I'm sure there are multiple male porn stars with Steele in their name. Oh God, are you thinking of the one who had sex with Trump? What was her name? Oh, I'm blanking. She's a legend, though. It says his dick looks like the Toad character in Mario, which is just hilarious. Josie posted something, 1 million views. Oh yeah, okay. That was a documentary that was done with me and 2 other YouTubers, like smallish YouTubers, but people who'd had at least 1 million views. And these 2 different visual. That's it. Thank you, Heine. Stormy Daniels. I don't know why Remington Steele made me think of Stormy Daniels. But yeah, I bet a bunch of guy porn stars have Steele in their name. Should we say recent movies you like with Brozzy? Fast Charlie. I haven't watched The Unholy Trinity yet. I want to watch that. His character in Black Adam was a standout. Jackie Chan movie, The Foreigner. Oh, Mobland's fucking great. It's like it actually just the cast is amazing. It centers on Tom Hardy's character, but Pierce Brosnan and Helen Mirren are the patriarch and matriarch of this Irish crime family, and their nemesis is this London gangster. It's fucking awesome. So good. Oh, Justin, tell me about the interview. Okay, so there were 2 different digital artists who had very different styles, and they were putting together an exhibition about YouTubers who had more than 1 million views. I had much more than 1 million views because of some clickbaity videos I had. And yeah, they were just asking questions. I mean, I could fucking play the video. I don't think I'd get content matched if I played it. Strictly Sega, the robot show. Is the robot show Murderbot? Murderbot's pretty good. I watched that on your Plex like ages ago. Yeah, time flies. It was months ago anyway. Murderbot's pretty good. I do like, is it Alexander Skarsgård? I like him. It's based on a short story. In fact, the same author has a series of short stories, but the season 1 of Murderbot is based on a short story or a novella. It's not a really short story. It's a novella. And it has enough divergence from the short story to be interesting if you've read or I listened to the audiobook of the short story. But it keeps all the good stuff from the short story as well. And yes, I'm watching Severance with Mrs. Angry. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. I just watched the newest episodes of Shoresy. I fucking love Shoresy. Okay. If you ever want a different, quirky sitcom, you should start with Letterkenny, which is about this tiny town in Canada not far north of the US border. The town's called Letterkenny. It centers on these 30-ish farmers, millennials, farmers. But the town of Letterkenny's got like 3 subcultures: the Hicks, the farmers, the hockey players, and the Skids, who are the sort of druggy, indie, alty, gothy edgelords. It's very fun. What's funny about it, and you'll either love this or hate this, or maybe just be indifferent to it. I loved it. It's not naturalistic. It's really stylized, and it's the sort of humor where it's funny because they repeat jokes, and it's very hard to explain, but it's very stylized, and they repeat jokes. And there's a fringe character in Letterkenny, is a hockey player called Shoresy. And I didn't get it straight away, but it becomes obvious. The person doing Shoresy is actually the same guy who's the lead character, who's a farmer, one of the Hicks. And but you never see Shoresy's face. And there's just this running joke that these 2 really dumb, but good looking and jacked young hockey players and Shorzy is just always baiting them about fucking their mums. And anyway, and then there's a bit where Shorzy leaves Letterkenny and goes, I think, to Ontario. But anyway, he gets his own spin-off series. And what's weird, it's the same guy. The lead in Letterkenny is the lead in Shorzy. And I swear to fuck, he looks completely different just because his character in Letterkenny just squints all the time. And that one difference that he squints in Letterkenny and he doesn't in Shorzy makes him look completely different. It's fucking wild. And there's so much I like about the shows. There's this weird stuff. They've got this obsession. Every female character in the show is totally hot. And it's like a joke that this little town of Letterkenny, just all the women are hot. And Shorzy moves to another town called Sudbury, and just all the women in the town are hot. And there will be scenes in strip clubs and whatnot. And so it's like, oh, it's objectification. But then there will be these really positive, wholesome messages. Feminism, pro-queer, anti-racist. Like there's a bit in Letterkenny where they fucking go to war with some neo-Nazis. It's brilliant. But it's so weird. And the Shorzy character who you introduced to, because he's just this rude prick who says to younger hockey players, he just taunts them about fucking their mums. And fucking their mums is an unpleasant thing. But Shorzy is actually really sensitive. It's just funny. You should watch it. I find it really funny. If you watch it and don't, that's fine. It's very stylized. You either like that sort of thing or you don't. So Shuka Sega, the two shows you're doing fairly inoffensive background shows. Psych. Oh god, that's like early 2000s. The guy pretends to be psychic, but he's actually just observational. And Drew Carey show is like 90s, isn't it? I loved the Drew Carey show. It was very funny. Way back in the 90s. Yeah. I used to see Letterkenny clips on YouTube. And then I found out I could watch it. And it's very funny. But yeah, the spin-off Shorzy, which is still going, there are new episodes coming out. It's fucking crazy. It's about ice hockey. I don't know anything about ice hockey, and I don't give a shit about ice hockey. But the characters are just fucking hilarious. They're all stereotypes. Everyone's a stereotype. And it's just so funny. You like Psych because it's got movie geek jokes. Nice. That is a good reason to like it. I think I have seen episodes of Psych, but I never realized it because it's early 2000s, isn't it? I feel like it's like a 20-year-old show. And Drew Carey's like a 30-year-old show. Yes, of course, movie geek jokes are right up your alley. Absolutely. So, so watching Severance with Mrs. Angry, you got into it. Relatively unsubtle allegory about work and work being shit, and bosses talking about work-life balance are lying sacks of shit. But up to the last episode of season 1, probably be a little while before I get to watch that with Mrs. Angry. Maybe this weekend, maybe Monday. And there is a season 2, and they are doing at least a season 3. We did finish Pluribus, which was great. I don't really agree with people who say this is unlike anything there's ever been before. It's Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It's done differently and really well. I do really like Pluribus. Abigail, hello. How are you? Yeah, I couldn't help watching Pluribus and the thing with the others. I mean, I I'd just be dragging them into philosophical arguments. Say, yeah, but is your position defensible? Because what about blah, 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 rather than fighting with them. Strictly Sega, the detective side. It's not Sherlock Holmes show with Benedict Cumberbatch. Like to challenge if you were to spot the clues. Yeah, Abigail, you agree. Pluribus isn't totally new, but it's great. It doesn't have to be totally unique. It's great. I really enjoy it. Very entertaining show. And I read Vince Gilligan, who created it, the guy behind Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, he got the studio to commit. He's going like, I know exactly where it'll go. You need to commit to like 3 seasons at least. And so they pre-committed to 3 seasons. And it's like, hell yes. Also, it's so unlike Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. It's just like, yeah, you forget creative people don't do the same thing over and over and over. They will do really different things. So Strictly Seeking, Psych's beginner detective kind of fun, not challenging. Like a detective show. Yeah, but see, you're watching Psych as light entertainment. Mrs. Angry and I had a show like that called Leverage, however you want to pronounce it. It's like a caper show. Like every episode is a mini Ocean's 11. Very lightweight stuff, but yeah, if you just want to pass some time watching something lightweight, Leverage is good for it. I notice they're doing a second season of Alex Cross on Prime. And I have mentioned before, being a Prime subscriber, I occasionally get these things like I get to see a preview of something like months before it comes out. So often the editing's not final and the special effects aren't final. Watching the first episode of Generation V, the spin-off of The Boys, was hilarious because the special effects weren't finished. So it just looked very funny. But yeah, I got to watch the first episode of season 1 of Alex Cross, and it had me hooked. Like, I really liked it. It's inspired by a series of books. In the books, Alex Cross is an old or even retired detective. He's a black police detective. Oh God, dude with the voice. Okay, my cocktails were strong enough to make me to forget fundamental things I know. Got a picture of him from Unforgiven and 100 other movies. God damn it. Morgan Freeman. Okay, if someone types that in chat before you hear me say it, there's a delay in the chat, and I remembered it all on my own. Morgan Freeman has played Alex Cross in movies. So I think in the books, Alex Cross is old. So someone decided to reinvent it and have young Alex Cross. So it's like, young, hot black guy. And yeah, when I watched this pilot episode, I really liked it. And so when the season came out, I watched it. God, I liked it less as the season went on. It's just like, woof. This is now pale Silence of the Lambs imitation stuff. I'm not down with this. Daniel on Facebook. Hello. I am well. Happy New Year to you. An opinion. Watching the news? Okay, you should be concerned. Firearm reforms, hate speech laws. Okay. Could they be problematic? They have been rushed through, which is almost always a mistake. I mean, okay, this is my personal prejudice coming through here, Daniel. You could say we're going to rush to throw every fucking firearm in the country into a fire, and I'd say, cool, I don't fucking care. Now, I believe hate speech and vilification laws, I think they're important because we have abundant evidence that calls to hatred lead to real world consequences. I think I side with the people who go, yeah, you know what, Labour, you're rushing that through. You are not giving people, not even law enforcement agencies who would be responsible for enforcing them. You are not giving people enough time to understand the implications of what you're proposing. Laws like this should not be rushed, and especially knee-jerk to a truly horrific incident like the Bondi shooting. That's just fucking appalling. But in terms of putting laws in place that'll be there for a long time, that you shouldn't rush, and Labor appears to be rushing. Although it is hilarious, they have rightly, correctly called out the Liberal Party. So the Liberal Party, we're not going to support it. Like, fuck you guys, you were pushing, saying, do something. We did something. You went, oh no, not that. So the Liberal Party are lying, hypocritical sacks of shit. But it does feel like Labor's rushing it. It does feel, once you're talking about hate speech, vilification, incitement to violence laws, you're on really dangerous ground. I'm not some cockhead free speech absolutist. I think anyone who says they are is a fucking liar. It's people who call themselves free speech absolutists. It usually means I want to say whatever I want to say without ever facing any repercussions, but I will gladly fuck over anyone I disagree with. But yes, I am actually in favor of hate speech, anti-vilification, anti-incitement to violence laws. But you do need to be careful. So all the indications are Labor is rushing this, and for something that would have far-reaching implications, that's a bad idea, basically. Though if I was Labor, from a political point of view, I would fucking hammer the Liberal Party over this, because they are shameless, soulless, bad faith arguing hypocrites. They fucking suck. I see. Okay, Shuki saying Labor's got a reputation, right wingers haven't done anything. Labor rightly should not give a flying fuck what right wingers say about them. Labor should worry what progressives and like unionists and minority groups think about what they're doing. Daniel, thanks. What's that? Yes. Okay. See, you are actually hitting the nail on the head there. What's hate speech? What's vilification? That's what I mean. That's dangerous. Could criticism of Nazi be considered hate speech? You are actually hitting, obviously you're not a Nazi, but you're hitting the nail on the head. When you start to codify hate speech and vilification, calls to violence into law, you are on incredibly dangerous ground. I think it is important because we have conclusive evidence that hate speech gets people killed. But working out where the boundaries are, that's nuanced, not a knee-jerk reaction is what we need. Yeah, Heine, the Libs thought they had one over an elbow and then he acted on it and they went, oh, not that. So Labor should fucking kick the Libs in the head over this. Justin, the Royal Commission's a waste of money. Oh, yeah. And that's the interesting thing. Albanese knew, and he was right saying Royal Commission is kind of stupid and a waste of time and money, but they kind of got bullied into it. Daniel, you're worried certain things get people in trouble. Oh, yeah, no. And it is. That's why you do not want to rush it. So I think people who have said Labor are rushing these laws, these reforms in, and mistakes are going to be made, I think that is a fair call. So rushing hate speech and anti-vilification stuff into law is usually a recipe for a bad outcome. I mean, Jesus Christ, back in the day, John Howard did this knee-jerk thing. He literally wanted to codify into law, I forget what he was called. It was borderline saying sedition laws, like being un-Australia, anti-Australia. the laws could be interpreted if you vocally disagree with what the government is doing, you could be charged with a criminal offense. Like, fuck me. So, personally, I don't think we need any new laws in light of the Bondi shootings. You can't retrospectively stop it from happening. And I honestly think our existing hate speech laws are pretty much fit for purpose. I think it is a knee-jerk reaction, and particularly rushing it. You are just so likely to end up codifying bad law if you rush it. But again, there's immense public pressure because a lot of people are freaked out and scared, and there are a lot of pieces of shit out there who act in bad faith. And I don't know, I guess the government can only withstand so much public pressure. But yeah, it probably would be for the best if what Labor was proposing doesn't pass and a bit more time was taken to say, okay, what could we do that would be practically functional and not too restrictive? Sega, I think what Daniel's bringing up is even existing hate speech laws are open to interpretation. And there's this whole reasonable person aspect of it. And it does actually have to be subjective. There's no such thing as objective measures of hate speech. Daniel, they don't use guns, especially. I just feel yeah. But Daniel, I am shamelessly preaching my particular standpoint on this. I'm not being subtle. I am not claiming to be impartial. I think we need more restrictions on guns in Australia, and this is not in relation to that Bondi shooting, because that could have been perpetrated even with reasonable gun control laws in place. But the fact is, since the Tasmanian shooting, which had massive gun control brought into Australia, it's just been creeping up and up and up. I am going to be open, unashamed, unapologetic. Fuck people who say everyone should be able to have guns. Just fuck that bullshit. There is a range of people who have a legitimate reason for having guns, and farmers, sporting shooters, that type of thing. But like finding out there are 2 people in New South Wales who between them have 600 firearms. Like, what the fuck is that? How can you possibly justify that? But another one, and this is absolutely not tied to the Bondi shooting, but there's this one thing. The gun lobby people keep pushing at the edges, like they're trying to get. In fact, I think they maybe succeeded in getting these semi-automatic shotguns as legal firearms in Australia, and it's just fucking bullshit. So I am not going to shy away for a second. Hi, Frank. Yes, those people are. Well, look, okay, and this makes me sound kind of conspiracy minded. I think there are literally only 2 explanations for these people stockpiling hundreds of guns. One is they're just fucking loonies who are obsessed with guns, and I'm not very cool with that. The second is, and this is what I genuinely think, and I'm acknowledging this makes me sound a bit like a conspiracy nutter. I think those people are probably doomsday preppers, and they have this grand idea when the society that they hate collapses, they'll have all the weapons and they'll be able to put together an army of right thinking people and arm them. And if someone wants to say that makes you sound crazy, I don't really have a defense against that. So Daniel, you hear about the guns need to respect and understand each other. Yeah, exactly. No, Daniel, I literally think the people hoarding those weapons have this army idea in their head. And actually, strictly saying, you raise a point. Like I said, there's two things. One is just they're a weird, crazy collector. And I agree that if that was what they were, they would be on, I would guess they would be likely to be on the less harmful end of the spectrum. But I don't believe that's what they are. I believe they're doomsday preppers who have an idea of raising an army. Oh, yes, Justin, 3D printed guns. Yes, absolutely unregulated 3D printed guns. And they do exist now. Oh, Frank, I agree. Extremism, whatever it's motivated by, whether it's Islamists, whether it's neo-Nazis, whether you look at the US and it's white Christian nationalists, scary, scary people who, whatever their motivation is, they think their ideology justifies killing people who are outside of what they regard as acceptable. I 100% agree with you, Frank. They are two completely different problems. Um, and uh, and this comes back to, was the government rushing in proposed laws? Yes. Is that likely to result in bad laws? Yes. So it's the whole thing. Yes, Justin, some people just like guns. And look, if they meet certain guidelines, yeah, like if they're just sporting shooters, I actually get it. I grew up in the country. Shooting guns is fun, man. It fucking is. I never really did target shooting, but shooting guns is fucking fun. Guns are cool. I just don't think many people should have them. Yeah, Frank, got to fight sick ideology. Well, see, and again, those would probably be the top of my list. Extremist, Islamist, fundamentalists, and the neo-Nazis. But you look at the regime in America, the white Christian nationalists, they're fucking terrifying. And just authoritarians. And you could argue that's not an ideology, just authoritarianism, but oh no, they're fucked. Daniel, your dad's a good man, works for farms part-time, and three. See, Daniel, working on farms, 3 rifles, no problem. No problem whatsoever. I think 3 rifles is a trivial number of guns for someone on a farm. Like I said, I grew up in the country. That's within existing laws. There's no need for change. That's absolutely trivial. There's, like I said, I'll not only say farmers have a legitimate need for firearms, I'm cool with sporting shooters. Someone who just wants to, be a competitive shooter. I'm fine with that. You just, have legitimate controls around it. Daniel, guns are fun. Don't mind shooting them on a hunt. Great. I love it. Great power comes great responsibility. And Frank, you're right. A lot of the Trump guys are indistinguishable from Nazis. Yeah. Some actually openly proclaim admiration for Hitler. Yeah, and the whole thing, lever loaders, fast action firearms, that's the stuff the gun lobby has been pushing for decades now. And that shit's dangerous. But what if you could have 30 to 40 feral hogs come into your yeah. Oh yeah, no, absolutely, Frank. It's extremists who use whatever part of their ideology to justify repression or violence on people who are outside of their ideology. Fuck those people. Fuck them. Justin, you see the Canadian version of border security. Americans are generally shocked when they go to arrest the border for trying to take a gun to Canada. Yeah, look, Canada law enforcement are no different to anywhere else in the world. Fuck the police. The idea that they're nice in Canada is bullshit. Talk to Indigenous Canadians. But yeah, it's just like there's the naive saying, but I do feel that sometimes like, can't we all just get along? Like, I can understand someone having a different view of economic policy or social policy. I think tax policy should be this. I think government regulation should be that. That's a thing you can argue and go the pros and cons, but when it generates into, I don't think these people deserve any rights. I don't think these people deserve to live. It's just like, well, fuck that. We want a King George flanked by 2 brigades of redcoats come marching into your town. Exactly. Well, no, okay, no one seemed to have got the meme thing that I said. It was some guy, this was a few years ago on Twitter. There was like some debate going, and this guy's going, yeah, but what are you going to do if my kids are in the yard and 30 to 40 feral hogs come charging in? Everyone took it as a joke. And they go like, but some people from some of the rural areas are going like, no, if this guy is not in a town, there are some again, it's a random, extreme, unlikely thing, but there are some rural areas where feral animals are really dangerous. Ooh, Frank, that's an interesting one. A Nazi Islam connection. Put the link on Facebook. Justin, all colonizers built their colonies on genocide. Well, I don't think you can say. Oh, actually, it depends how far back you want to take it. Is the UK built on genocide? Well, I think the Saxons. Okay, was the Picts first? Maybe got wiped out by the Britons, who maybe got wiped out by the Saxons, who then maybe got dominated by the Normans. If you take it back far enough, colonizers are everywhere. But certainly, Jesus Christ, the English Empire, and that's the US, Canada, and Australia were born out of that. Frank, the Great Mufti of Jerusalem, actually lived with the Nazis for 4 years. I've heard conspiracy theories about the early Zionists having links to the Nazis as well. But yeah. Oh, and the Catholic Church at the start of World War II supported the Nazis as well. Oh, yeah, Heine, the Normans. I got shocked when the streaming series Vikings, which is very cool, and I found out they were actually basing it on real history. Like Vikings led by Ragnar Lothbrok sacked Paris, and his brother or cousin ended up sort of being the head of the Viking settlement in Normandy. And yeah, they ended up invading England. They were the Normans, the Northmen. Oh, no, Frank, I'm not saying it's a conspiracy theory at all. I think the history is full of links between authoritarians. Even when on paper they seem to be mutually exclusive, authoritarians are all about means to an end. Authoritarians repeatedly form bonds with people who seem completely opposed to them because it's just pragmatic. It's just like to get power, means to an end. Oh, God, yes, Justin. The UK Museum of Natural History is full of stolen artifacts. The British Empire just plundered the fucking world. Daniel, for some reason, got a white flag appearing next to your name when you write your comments on Facebook. Oh, wait, sorry. I've got a question mark next to your name here. What's that saying? Frank, well, so would the Grand Mufti have been keen to work with the Nazis? That doesn't sound unreasonable to me. Okay, I'm just gonna look on Facebook. Gonna see if I can see what you're talking about, Daniel. Okay, what are you doing to me, Facebook? Where are the comments? No, seriously, it's not telling me anything. Oh no, wait, there, comments. Okay. Yeah, you do have a white flag. What does that mean? Oh, that says, Daniel, you're a milestone follower. I think that's saying you're OG. That's a good thing. No, the flag is saying you're a milestone follower. That means you're OG, buddy. I love, yeah, Justin. If the British Museum gave everything back, they'd have nothing. True. Yeah, of course, colonialism was racist. Oh God, oh Jesus, the Ottoman Empire. Yeah, but again, you look at that. Just go back to Genghis Khan. He's decided he's taken over the world. He killed He killed a significant percentage of the world population. When someone gets territorial ideas, bad shit happens. Sorry, I was just thought I saw something. What's happened here? Oof. God, my brother's got a dark sense of humor. Sorry, he just posted a message about his father-in-law dying. He's got no family. All has a dark sense of humor. Frank, I guess why we focus on a lot of Western colonialism. Look, it was on a bigger scale. Oh no, I think there's no doubt in terms of extermination and plunder. Western colonialism, and that's if you group in the Brits, the Dutch, the Spanish, the French. They did way more damage than the Turks. Justin, what happens when we colonize Mars? We'll fight over it. Okay, read the Expanse series of books, Justin, or watch the series. The series is fucking incredible, and I'm not even joking. It's a sci-fi series of books, and humanity is split between Earth and Earth has colonies on the moon, the Mars colonies, which are separatists, and the Belters, the people living in the asteroid belt, who are the exploited underclass. I'm serious. Fantastic books, fantastic series. Daniel, good news. It's awesome. Yeah, no, it's a flag because you're always getting flagged for bad things. But no, that I clicked on I saw the white flag. I went to Facebook and it said, basically, it's calling you a legend. So there you go. And speaking of whiskey, okay, I didn't love the Carajillo, but I think if I swap chocolate liqueur in place of the coffee liqueur, I think I might love it. So let's do it. Let's fucking go. Okay, brandy. Oh, she's gonna pour that straight into the glass. Okay, let's go. Brandy. Oh, I do want to mix up just fun, do a different rye whiskey. What do I have? This is a slightly higher proof rye whiskey from San Francisco. All right. Rye whiskey. Now, back in here, we have Brune. No, that's blue Curacao. No. Brown creme de cacao. Chocolat liqueur. Okay, we put that in. And the vanilla. Liquor 43. All right. Okie dokie. Artichoke. All right. This is my grand theory that I will like this much more. Okay. So what did I miss? People aren't becoming radicalized because Dave sat down on the road, said something offensive at a barbecue. Radicalized in the fucking basements at 2 a.m. doom scrolling. Yeah, I would agree. That's bad. And anti-Semitism, Gaza. Zionists who equate opposition to the Gaza genocide with anti-Semitism, they are doing Jewish people no favorites. Yes, look, there is a line. Oh, trace it back far enough. The rise in extreme Islamism, talk about the exploitation of the Middle East by the Western powers. Oh, Frank, did you just notice my collection? So that's the whiskey shelf. That's the rum shelf. No, sorry, that's the gin shelf. Then that's the rum shelf. And that's miscellaneous. That's got tequila, etc., and brandies, and a couple of other specialty things. And the cupboard's full of liqueurs. So strictly a funny spot. Very people who demanded this crackdown, and now that's what's crying. Yeah. Well, that's what I was going back to. The Labor should really go hard on the Liberal Party being shameless fucking hypocrites. Just and compare human conflict to that of the apes. Yeah, chimpanzees in particular are fucking psychos. They have territorial wars. And fucking chimpanzees do hate crimes against neighboring, I don't know what they call groups of chimps, but I watched this doco and it's like they do psycho shit just to scare people. But anyway, chimps, I mean. Anyway, giving this a go. That is more me. It's not setting the world on fire, though. 7 to 8 out of 10. All right. Well, now I know. Everyone's been talking up the Carajillo Old Fashioned, and I don't love it because I don't love coffee. I do prefer it with chocolate. But Frank, I will criticize Labor till the cows come home, honestly. Justin, we are violent monkeys, essentially. But yeah, I swear to God, yeah, as you're saying, Frank, chimps fight wars. I watched this doco and they're talking about like territorial wars between, let's call them, I think there might be a form on it. Okay, collective for chimps. Collective noun, chimps. Okay, a troop. No, that's it. A troop or a tribe. Let's call them a troop. So different troops of chimps literally fucking go to war, like fights to the death. But in this doco, I said, like one troop overpowers another and the losers are fleeing. Like often the young won't escape. And they're saying the victors have been witnessed killing and eating the babies from the troop they've just beaten, and going like, oh, the anthropologists aren't sure why. And I go, I'm pretty fucking sure why they're doing that. That's like that's a fucking dominance display. That's just like, we're fucking crazy. We will do this shit. Oh god. Okay, Frank. Okay, you're giving away both our ages if we're going to start talking about Albanese like back in the 80s. But he was. Oh, God. Paul Keating hated Albanese. The phrase that I've always remembered, Keating, who was from the right wing of the Labour Party, called Albanese an unreconstructed Stalinist. Yeah, Albanese was a young radical, and now he's a really boring centrist. But yes, you're giving away our ages by saying we have first-hand experience of what Albanese was like back in the 80s. Okay, that's a depressing thought, Justin. Chimps eating human babies. I haven't heard that. But they certainly do it with the babies of rival troops. Frank, you recommend Demonic Males, Apes and the Origins of Human Violence by Richard. Man, we are just, wow, we're just going there tonight. I'm loving this. Can never predict where the chat's going to go. Oh, no, Frank, you saw a video with the footage recently. Okay, I take it back. Frank and I aren't that old. We don't have first-hand experience of Albanese in the 80s. It's just videos that got released recently. Oh, well, like I said, Daniel, fucking Paul Keating was pretty sure Albanese was a commie. And he did rise up from the left of the Labour Party. Charlie, checking if you have a flag on Facebook? Yeah, Frank. We're both millennials. And that is a point, Justin. Radicals don't usually get to the role of Prime Minister. No flags for Charlie. Well, that just means, you know, you haven't followed me on Facebook for a long time. Frank Keating had his charms, but I mean, you know, Keating and Hawke put in a whole bunch of neoliberal policies. At least they were pro-union. But Daniel, you're 35 next month. There you go. Classic millennial. Yeah, and look, the Keating Hawke governments were so much better than the preceding Liberal government and the subsequent Liberal governments. But yeah, they did do a bunch of neoliberal shit I didn't like. Frank, Keating was next level as an orator. You're not a Hawke fan? Well, Hawke was like from the right wing of the Labour movement. Very pro-American. So did mimic a lot of Reagan policies because he was just full on pro-American. But some of the social policies of that era were good. I have disagreements with some of the economic policies, but like I said, better than what was before them and better than what came after. Still trying to exercise this finger. Still can't fucking bend this finger. Going to see the surgeon on Monday. And I think he's going to say, "What the fuck, dude? You should be better. Why are you not better?" Because I'm really not. That's as far as I can bend it. It's not great. Yep, no, that's as far as it goes. Frank, you were naive about politics and news. I associated with anarchists in my 20s anyway. I think in my teens I didn't even think about politics. I was just growing up in a country town. I don't think it's the classic, getting exposed to politics at uni. So a lot of sympathy for the anarchists. And then the internet came along in the 90s, and I found it like, these right wingers in America who didn't want to perceive themselves as right wing, and what was the phrase they would use? Something like capitalist anarchists. And I was like, no, it's like you just don't want to pay taxes. Yeah, Frank, I'd always considered you left as well. Well, again, it depends what you call the radical left as well. Because who hates the radical left more than you? The radical left. The factions within groups that all call themselves the radical left tend to be more hostile to each other than they are to anyone else. One of life's little ironies. Like, I was never a communist, was never a socialist, as much as a lot of the way I view the world and the way I think things should be run coincides with a lot of socialist ideas, I guess. Oh God, okay. So if we're talking about Iran here, and again, it's a complex issue. Oh God, I fucking hate what the Islamic State did to Iran, and the repression in Iran is fucking terrible. But why the Ayatollahs rise is because, the US interfered in democratic elections in Iran because, they democratically elected a leftist, and who was not going to let the foreign oil companies plunder the country. And so, the CIA overthrows the democratically elected government, installs a dictator, the Shah, and big surprise, that gave an opening to the fucking mullahs. And it's just, ridiculous. And I'm with you, Strictly Sega, also, for all the horrors of the internet, I would find going back to the pre-internet world painful. Not least, like, I grew up in the country. You're doing a fortune. I had 2 channels, one commercial channel and the ABC. And no, Justin, I did not see there was going to be a sequel to The Social Network. Yeah, all good. Is it going to be based on the book Careless People? A New Zealander who worked at Facebook in the early days, and she wrote a tell-all about how fucking evil they were, and just they're all just soulless monsters. She says, is it called The Collapse of Society? It should be. Frank, on the other hand, you see American anti-communism more favorably these days. Well, again, I think there's complexity. I think the idea of imprisoning people or ruining someone's life just because of their political ideology is antithetical to the supposed American ideal. But Justin, it's called The Social Reckoning. Now I want to look this up because I've not even heard a whisper of this. Social Network 2. Officially titled The Social Reckoning, set for release this year. Another Aaron Sorkin movie. Jeremy Strong's going to play Zuckerberg. Follows whistleblower Frances Haugen and reporter Jeff Horowitz, exposing Facebook's focusing on events from the Facebook files. What does IMDb say about it? Frances Haugen, a young Facebook engineer, enlisted the help of Jeff Horowitz, Wall Street Journal reporter, to blow the whistle on their most guarded secrets. What does Wikipedia say about it? Based on events surrounding the 2021 Facebook leak by whistleblower Frances, which is as in the woman Frances Haugen. Additionally inspired Wall Street Journal's article and a podcast, The Facebook Files. Sorkin had previously expressed interest in writing a sequel to the social work if the film's director David Fincher was involved. But Sorkin's the director. Okay. So there you go. I had not heard even a whisper of this, Justin, but it's coming out this year. Daniel, I seem to have moved more moderate in recent years. I just don't shout a lot. I just don't. My views are not less radical than in the videos. I just don't want to do those videos anymore. Oh God, Frank, now bring up Korea. Oh God, what a disaster North Korea is. Also, God, I'm seeing some scary stories about South Korea, though. Somewhat of a dystopia that might be on the verge of collapse. I don't know. Yes, Frank, it was angry Aussie. It was literally COVID that took the wind out of my sails. It was just like, that was such a fucked up thing. I just thought, oh, the world doesn't need me doing the shouting and swearing anymore. My actual views are, I'm chill. Yes, Daniel, I'll go with chill. I am way more chill now. My actual views are no less radical. I just am not making the videos where I shout and swear about them. Mind you, I swear a lot on the streams. So, but yeah, my actual views are no less radical. And it keeps bubbling in the back of my head to do things. Oh God, Justin, people I want to punch in the head, the socialist alternative. Fuck those fucking wankers. Jesus Christ. Ugh. Hijacking things. And yeah, again, Frank, everyone's shouting these days. I just don't want to, and also just extremely personally, you might be surprised to hear me say this, but I am no longer a young man, and particularly working for a government department, in the public sector. If I was widely known for preaching radical politics it could negatively impact my job. I've got myself into a really good position that I basically intend to ride into retirement. If I was still doing the angry, shouty stuff and getting any degree of attention or notoriety, it could very easily work against me and would have very little chance of working in my favor. Oh, yes, Strick Sager's right. Get me talking about Elon Musk and I'll fucking lose my shit. It's like, oh my God, I'm mortified at what's happening in America. Just the blatant lies being pushed by the people in power is horrifying. Like, this is not a difference of opinion, which I would say, like, for a lot of the past when I was arguing politics, it was about a difference of opinion. This is not about a difference of opinion. This is about authoritarian people pushing the exact opposite of objectively verifiable truth and wanting to punish, imprison, execute people who challenge the blatant lies they're telling. Like I said, it's not politics. It's not a difference of opinion. It's not disagreement on what ideology or policy or political practice should be governing where things goes. It's a bunch of authoritarians who are not just lying, they are aggressively pushing the exact opposite of the objectively observable truth and calling anyone who contradicts them evil and promising retribution against them. It's fucking psychotic. I did see that actually, Frank. Ann Coulter called Trump the most corrupt president of all time. I think that's just because she's on the outer of the right-wing grift machine, so she wants to say something really out there to get attention. But oh yeah, and that's just nothing. The corruption, like, forget impeachment. Trump has been doing stuff repeatedly that in the past would have gotten a president arrested and jailed. Forget impeachment. Just blatant corruption and stealing millions, if not billions of dollars. Oh Christ, Daniel, have I ever considered it? Yeah, no. It's politics is just ugly and awful. Honestly, but okay. If I'm being completely honest, when I saw some of the people who won Senate seats when they were doing really fringe stuff because of preferences and whatnot, it did appeal to me, but never anything serious. Like, I was going to start a party called the Cocktail Party. I strictly see the Rorschach test with the shooting. Well, but again, the line being pushed by the US government is a blatant lie. It's not a matter of opinion. It is a provable lie. And it is incredibly obvious they know they're lying because they won't even deal with the reality of the situation. You could have gone with the reality of the situation and said, but it's justifiable because he's law enforcement. But they've just told repeated, stupid, obvious lies. And it's just fucking wild. Frank, those are fighting words. Trump's a dangerous moron. Oh my God. I'm shocked that someone would say that. Oh, yes, I agree. The Greenland thing is absurd, and I don't know where that's going. But it is jarringly stupid. The Greenland stuff is so jarringly stupid. I really have trouble wrapping my head around it. It's just like, what the actual fuck? Yes. Right wings got upset when lefty said fuck Charlie Kirk. Also, yeah, because Charlie Kirk was an aggressively hateful, lying, bigoted propagandist. And this woman who got shot by ICE was, yeah, she was anti-ICE, but she was just an ordinary citizen. Yeah, but again, and I mean, I learned this even before the Trump era, before things got really, 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 really crazy. I learned that from doing the angry, shouty left-wing videos on YouTube. The right-wingers were liars, hypocrites, and bad faith arguers. It was always a complete waste of time engaging with them because they stood for nothing. They had no integrity. They had no values. All it was everything for me, nothing for you. It was always a waste of time engaging with them. And yes, Daniel, yes, can the US fly and arrest the president of another nation? No, that's been universally condemned as an absolute breach of international law. But the US has never particularly cared for that because even, you could argue comparatively benign US presidents. That's why the US has never really recognized the International Criminal Court, because every US president breaks international law. Every US president's a fucking war criminal. No matter who you idolize, whether it be Trump, Reagan, or Obama, they're fucking war criminals. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, Daniel, I get that you were being facetious. I absolutely did. Yeah. Well, didn't we get all feisty with the politics tonight? Which I fucking love it. I love it that we were just delving and getting into it. Frank, if Trump will do fuck all in around, probably. I don't know. Who knows? That is weird and strange and volatile, and I really worry that it turns into the sort of fuck up that like fucking Syria or what happened with Gaddafi. That's who I was trying to think of. Just where maybe 1 million civilians get killed in the fuckery. It's just likely to be such bullshit. Oh, okay. Yeah, but Daniel, Nick Fuentes is an open worshipper of Hitler. Nick Fuentes is, and again, he stands for nothing. He just says extreme stuff to get notoriety. But yes, Charlie Kirk was a white Christian nationalist, wannabe authoritarian. Nick Fuentes is an open praiser of Hitler. But yeah, it's the whole thing. Oh, Frank, just because I've got no time whatsoever for the Iranian regime. Fuck those people. Okay, Frank, Iran's not Libya, but what I mean is taking out the dictator or dictators and not having a stable power structure to leave in place. Iran could be fucked up to the degree that Syria and Libya got fucked up. I say, I did see that video, Trump in a Ford factory, and one of the workers yells out, pedo protector. And you see Trump mouth or say, fuck you, and give him the finger. And I think the thing was like, that guy got suspended, but then he did the whole GoFundMe thing and got lots of money. Yeah, Daniel, any decent conservative would be disgusted by Nick Fuentes. He's fucking garbage. He's absolute garbage. Oh, Frank, you are correct that Iran probably has more ability to resist than Gaddafi did in Libya. I was trying to say, I'm sure he got to go fund me. Let me look. I'm going to go to bed. It actually auto-completed to forward worker GoFundMe. Oh, goodies. Okay. Holy shit. They're saying it's got to 800,000. Okay. I found the GoFundMe. TJ Sabula. Like, check. Oh. Okay. This is saying 300. Why are other people saying. Okay. I'll share my screen just so you see this just before I go sleepy bobos. This is his actual GoFund, or this is what shows up as GoFundMe. 330,000. Fun picture of him. But I got that from search. You see there are all these news articles saying 800,000. What's the Guardian saying? Fuck off, Guardian. Okay. Washington Post. Created on his behalf. Raised more than 150,000, including the Dropkick Murphys donated. Okay, I don't know why these headlines were saying 800,000. The story didn't say 800,000. Detroit Free Press. The GoFundMe actually said 330,000. Oh, there are two GoFundMe pages. So many fucking ads, honestly. Okay, which one's this? Okay, that's the $330,000 one. Second GoFundMe. 480,000. Yeah, so that's 800,000. Jesus Christ. Okay, because right-wingers always do that, so why not? God damn. So yeah, two different ones. Good night, Abigail. Two different ones, 800,000 US dollars. Fuck yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed now. I thank everyone for an extremely vibrant discussion tonight. It's been great. You've all been awesome. But I'm going to retire for the evening. And, tomorrow night's party night, if you're available. Go hard. Anyway, so I did my test cocktails tonight, and it came to an end. So you'll take care. A classic Simpsons line. Thank you, Charlie, for that. You'll take care, but good night. I'll see you another time. Bye for now.
You are totally fucked up!